Just because you're handsome does not mean you're gonna get the girl. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, lifestyle coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love season 4. Really 5. They're not counting number 1? Whatever. Episode number 3. All roads lead to love. That's what they say. All the roads lead to love. Do they? So, listen. We're at happy hour. If you remember, Tasia was in the bottom and Libba got, okay girl, bye. The first episode, second episode, whatever. So she arrives at the happy hour bar first. And like I said, she was a little tainted. Like, well, what? How y'all gonna choose me to be in the bottom? Like, where they do that at? What's up with that? Why is that? Like, that's the way she was feeling. And because she got there first, she was able to express herself and ask the question. And for some reason, all of them said, well, I didn't get a chance to really talk to you. Oh, it wasn't me. Oh, I don't know. Which could be true. But I believe Carrington was sitting there and Carrington was a no. And he should have been like, it felt like I was on the interview. Only later for somebody else to say the same thing about him. Baby, let me tell you, be careful what you say and how you talk about other people, because you might just be looking at your reflection in the mirror. It might be some stuff that you need to work on. Be careful. Be careful. What you don't like about them is probably the reflection you don't like about yourself. Y'all not ready to hear that. Y'all not ready for that lesson. So we're going to come back to that another day. When Aisha walks in, every time I say her name, I want to say Aisha. I'm sure she's tired of that her whole life. She walks in and gets a very welcoming response from the gentleman. They all get up and they hug her and say hello. When Tasia walked in, she just walked in and sat down to a, hey, how you doing today? Like, that kind of also shows the kind of energy you exhibited or was displayed at the time of the original, like, get to know you meet and greet. Well, you see everybody in there, together. They looking real bright. The ladies is coming through with the yellows and the bright pinks. And I low-key thinking Tasia was looking at Aisha like, oh, so you just gonna come in here with this hot pink on like me? You just gonna come in here like, excuse me? But all the ladies looked great. Like, I liked the little pieces of them that I had gotten. Nevertheless, Tommy says the ladies have the power this week, and so they will be eliminating one fella. Get to know each other all week long, because at the end of this week, it's over. It's over now. Like, it'll be done. You treated me so bad. Okay, that's just the Vandross song that just came up. So Tyrone, remember last week I couldn't remember who Tyrone is. Now Tyrone will never ever leave my mind from the behavior he exhibited this episode, or at least what we heard. Well, he makes his world tour. Somebody has said in my comments, like, you didn't used to do all that, like, singing and stuff before. And I was thinking to myself, I've always been, like, if a word or a song hit me, I would say it. So, like, right now, I'm on my world tour with my mic in my hand, like, but it's okay. I understand. I'm going to work on it. We see Carrington and Carrie sitting and having a conversation. And listen, this is where it comes up. She feels like everything he's saying is very surface. Like, she thought he was cool at first, but now feels like everything is surface. And the fact of the matter is, he's just asking a bunch of questions. And it's not a genuine, free-flowing conversation. It's uncomfortable. Be careful what you say about other people, because guess what? You might be exhibiting that same behavior. Ain't that the same thing I just said he said about Tasia last episode? Right. So at this mixer, they show us like little snippets, and I'm all like, what is these ladies doing? Why and why? Camille already asking about what's your credit score. I think she was talking to Walter. Can't really remember who, but I remember she was like, okay, so let's just start this off with the hard questions. What's your credit score? Then you see Shiloh talking about she's able to twerk. And then you see Courtney talking about, how black women don't like their hair being touched, but we like it grabbed. I'm all like, these ladies, what are the impressions that we're giving already And this is only day 2 of you guys knowing each other. And what I also have noticed throughout this new season is a lot of them are talking about their love languages. You know, Courtney talks about hers as physical touch. She wants to touch all up on Cornelius, but she don't know yet that Cornelius, he ain't with that. Like, and then, you know, Cornelius is gifts. Now listen, one of y'all said last week, I can't remember which one of y'all it was, said that you loved his smile, that he got you at the smile. It's the smile for me is what y'all said. And I have to agree, he does have a very magnetic, magnamic, magical, intriguing, pull you in smile. Y'all know I like smiles. You know, look, I love a good smile. Smile at me. Even if you don't have like straight teeth. What are straight teeth? Mine look straight, but they're not really. So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's relative. It's all about the energy that's behind it. Men, we do love to see you smile. And if I'm the reason behind it, yes, God. Anyway, let's keep going. We see Corey and Sabrina sitting and having a conversation. Was that Corey? Yeah, that was Corey. I checked out her shoes. I was like, damn, it's cute, girl. She had a cute little short shorts on and like a neon lime green jacket and a white shirt. I was like, slay all day, honey. Simple, classic beauty with style. I love it. I can't wait to see what more she brings. And so I just felt like their whole conversation was awkward and uncomfortable, especially when he said, when I saw you walk into the room, let me get it right. It was, I would definitely enjoy that. Sir, I feel violated by your eyes and your words, and you had the nerve to regurgitate that. The one thing I can appreciate is the fact that Sabrina was schooling him. Like, this isn't how it goes. You talking about you want to take me out on a date already? Wait a minute, let's slow down. Let's have a couple conversations, you know. Let's get to know one another. And you know what, I understand going on dates to get to know one another, because that's what he was saying. But because his approach was hella creepy, nobody wants to get to know you that way. Sorry. But we got to see a different side of Corey after everything was over. Mumin had a flat, and Corey helped her with her flat, fixing her flat, staying with her. Like, that's a big deal for me, acts of service. That was a big deal, and I feel like that was a very gentlemanly thing to do. Even if he couldn't do, like, change the tire, if he had just stayed and waited for, like, AAA to come show up, the tow truck to show up to change the tire, stay with her, made sure she was safe, that's also a plus, right? You don't have to know how to change the tire, but being the gentlemanly gesture that he made, even if it was just staying with her, was A1. And so that made Mumin decide she won't go out on a date with him. Evidently, she called him, reached out to him, I guess, to say thank you, and that she wanted to go out on a date with him, you know, get to know you a little better. I mean, it probably would have made me feel the same way too. First off, you thought about me, like you care about my well-being. Big in my eyes. My book, that's huge. I don't know about y'all, but mine, that's huge. Anyway, I wrote down as a note, be yourself, Corey. Be authentically you. You probably aren't a bad guy. So we then see that Camille set up a double date. This Camille gonna be a character with her, Walter, Cornelius, and Courtney, because she wanted to see how he interacted with the other ladies so she could just nip it in the bud real quick. Too much possession, too much ownership on a person, honey. Too much like enslavement to me. Like, that's just how I feel. You don't own me. You don't own me. How you feels too much like enslavement. I'm autonomous. I want my freedom to move about as I choose until I want a one-on-one relationship, if I even want one. I'm enjoying one too many. They have conversations that I shy away from on first dates. One of them being spirituality. I shy away from them until I get to know them. About your spirituality or religion and politics are conversations that sometimes get heated. But if you feel like you're with like-minded people, then great. Camille says she's a PK. Or is it her grandfather? And of course, you know, listen, Cornelius hit them with I believe in the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Listen, he was not afraid to say what his belief was. And honestly, I'm sure I'm not the only woman that think that that's hella sexy. Like, that's hella sexy. I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. That was hella sexy. Am I wrong? Did y'all feel that or no? Nevertheless, I also thought that Walter, his response of being spiritually grounded was very much so attractive as well. Because though though he's not saying I believe Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, he's saying that I'm agnostic. I have a belief, right? Agnostic, a belief in a higher power. And Courtney shut it down. And she said, I believe in praying over my partner, making sure that he is safe and he's making sound decisions. Like, she ain't said all that, but that's really what that is, that he's protected. You know what I'm saying? That his best interest is at heart. That's hell of attractive too. Like, oh, she praying over me? Yeah, she making sure I'm safe and I'm guided and I'm protected. Yes, hella sexy. Y'all can't say that that's not an attractive quality in a mate. Again, it's proof that someone cares about you, of your well-being, how you're doing, how you're moving, making sure that you're, secure and safe. Like, hello. Anyway, let's keep going because I be talking a lot. Okay, and so if the conversation about religion and spirituality wasn't taboo enough, I don't know, who was it that asked? Courtney. Courtney asked, how important is sex to you in a relationship? I'm asking that to you as well. Let me know down below in the comments. Give it to me however you see fit, right? How important is sex in a relationship? Y'all let me know down below in the comments because I'm curious. Because y'all know that intimacy, which is different than sex, is important to me. But I also want to test the waters, and that's also important to me. Having sexual chemistry is important to me in a relationship. But Walter is like, a lot, hands down, a lot. Courtney says she wants to test the waters before she gets married. Hey girl, hey, you my friend. Because in that respect, I want to see, is the check engine light on? I think I shared this with you before. What model car we have? How new is it? Like, I'd be curious. Camille says she wants counseling and will wait before marriage. Will wait to have sex until after marriage. And I kind of low-key wonder if that was because she knows. I feel like they had a conversation about it. And is she tailoring the things that she wants to do and who she is according to what Cornelius likes because she likes him. You know people do that, right? You know people hear what you like, see who you are, and then tailor themselves to be exactly what you need or what you think you need, and that's not who they are. You do know people do that, right? I don't know if that's what her game plan is, but I'm just curious about it. Cornelius is the one that asked though about sex before marriage, and this is how we get to that. I want to test the waters and I'm gonna wait. And Walter is like, give it to me, baby, give it to me, baby. Like, what? Courtney's like, I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting at all. And then reaches over and touches Cornelius as she says it, and Camille's like, hey yo, hold on. Nope. She's pissing on her territory, okay? Talking about that's mine. That whole possessive thing is gonna totally get old fast. Walter excuses himself because this is uncomfortable. Like, why am I here? I thought you was trying to date me too. This is uncomfortable, and he gotta go back to work. Lunch is over. I gotta go back to work. Now we see Mumin and Corey having their date. Like I said, she reached out to him. He planned the date. It's a picnic. You know, I like a good picnic. I tell y'all that every time somebody goes on a picnic. I love a good picnic. Listen. Oh, before I say that, her love language is acts of service. That is exactly why that gesture of him changing the tire was so important and moved her in the manner that it did. But they have a cute little picnic. They go to this little tree, straddle it like a horse, talk face to face. I'm thinking they're getting ready to leave. She's thinking they're getting ready to leave. You're thinking they're getting ready to leave and he's about to help her. But what happens? He climbs up there behind her and then gallops. We're going to practice like we on the horse together. Slide up behind her and starts galloping like, sir, you're humping on my booty. This is like a violation. Did you ask me? Is our chemistry that strong that you feel like it's okay to gallop behind me? You could see she was taken aback, but then kind of went with it. And when she kind of went with the flow, I thought, Mumin, aren't you the one that's waiting till you're married too, like Cornelius? Yes, ma'am, you are. Yes, ma'am, you are. I had to check my notes. Yes, ma'am, you are. And so you were okay with that because that's the gesture of we have sexual chemistry, and I'm gonna try to tap that ass. Like, to me. But maybe I'm wrong, and if I am, y'all let me know down below in the comments, because I be wanting to know somebody else's opinion other than mine, because I be what's in my head, and then my friends sound like me. So if you think differently than me, you know I want to hear it. I mean, if you think the same as me too, I want to hear that too. You know where to do it, down below in the comments. So then he says, I was gonna go in for a kiss, but I know you're gonna be dating other guys, and so I'm gonna be your last kiss. He did really well on his date to me, up until the point of galloping behind her, humping her booty. Like, sir, it's a whole ass violation. It's a whole ass violation. I'm uncomfortable with it. So now we see Tyrone and Zadia, and I just want you to know, I think that she is absolutely adorable, super beautiful, and I think the thing that makes her even more attractive to me is the fact that she does not lead with her beauty. Like, it's very subtle. Like, I know that I'm beautiful, I'm confident enough. Like, it's not loud and boisterous, because I feel like when we're loud and boisterous with our beauty, like, this is me, look at me, here I am, and everybody likes me because I look good, what insecurity are we trying to hide? I mean, that's just me. And I'm not saying that because I feel like Aisha leads with her beauty. I'm not saying that that's her plight, but that's how I see it. And so with her, it's like a quiet, humble, like, I'm confident, I'm, you know, a boss, I know where I stand and who I am, and so it just exudes from her. That's just me. Anyway, so he shares with her about his, like, anxiety and his PTSD and the things that he does to manage it. And like her, I feel like anyone that is able to share with you how they feel, and not only or what their issue is, not only that, but how they manage it and how they're healing through it, that's always a plus. And that's one thing that I like about Aisha. I'll get to that in a second. But I am definitely attracted to people who know who they are and where their flaws lie, and actually have done some work to overcome them, to manage them. And his anxiety, his PTSD is one of those things. You know, she's into fitness, and so he shared that that's how he manages that. She's from Atlanta. So one of y'all said none of these people is from the DMV area. And I'm starting to be like, I'm agreed, because Aisha, who's she from? New York. Like, none of these people is from that area. They couldn't find nobody. Maybe somebody is. So then we see Carrington and Aisha. I didn't realize that Carrington was 33. I think Carrington is an attractive young man. And I thought to myself, 33, I'm 45. That would make me like a real ass cougar if I fooled with somebody that young. But my cap, so everybody knows, is 37, 38. 37, 38, and then even then you might be pushing it. But that's my cap on the how young I'll go, in case y'all was curious. In case, you know, there's you looking. Yes, my cap, 37, 38, okay? A mature 37, 38. Y'all can tell me y'all's down below in the comments. How low will you go in a relationship? How much younger? Or older? Like 10 years used to be my, like, but now I'm all like 55. You gotta be a spry 55 for me. You gotta be a spry 55. Okay, so We see Carrington Aisha. I wrote down she's back to her beauty. He's 33 and he says he normally dates women that are older because they have that conversation about it. But he ain't never been in no relationship. Only situationships. Never had a girlfriend before. Both of these are kind of red flags at 33. You've never had a girlfriend at 33? Never. But Aisha reminds us in her little confessional that he is a promoter, because he does say event planning or something, but that he's a nightclub promoter. So you have a lot of flings. I don't know. I feel like by 33 you should have had at least one relationship. You don't have to have several, but one that may help you to know how to navigate a relationship. And when she asks, has he ever cheated before, that's when he tells us, yeah, no, because I've never had a girlfriend. I'm not here to teach you. She's 38, so that's really 5-year difference, right? Sounds like a big deal, but really is it? Because if she was 43 and he was 38, it would work fine. Or if it was vice versa, she was 33 and he was 38, nobody would say anything. So I feel like that relationship, if they wanted it to work, could. Even though we know that men mature at a slower rate than women do. That's how come sometimes it seems to be a problem in a relationship, says me. They have to be mature. These are just my thoughts and opinions. Anyway, this is when I'm reminded why I like Aisha. Why when I saw her in the casting special. When she talks about how she had to leave her husband for cheating. When she talks about how she had to go and seek therapy and heal herself, right? That's a big deal to me. Therapy is huge to me. And then not only did she say, I'm going to heal myself, but if I'm going to do this, my children were affected as well. We are no longer in this same dynamic. They're getting used to a new dynamic. I have to do the same for my children. She got her children therapy. So right before, while she was saying it, she got really emotional and started crying. And I just was like, see, this is who I like. This is who I like. This shows me that you have made some steps towards growing and moving and healing. Like, this is it for me, Aisha. I think that you're a beautiful woman, yes. But don't lean on that. That's not where your confidence lies. Your confidence lies in knowing how much growth you've had, right? How much you've healed, how much you've overcome. Like, I feel like she should lead with that. Like, the fact that I am, able to move and heal, like, that I know who I am, like, stand there. Yes, being beautiful is part of who I am, but I've got all these other facets about me. That's what I want to see. That's the kind of confidence that I love and enjoy when I watch women, right? Like, okay, I'm over myself. Hold on. So she shares that, you know what, honesty and vulnerability are key factors in her relationships moving forward. I think we all can agree that that's what some things that we want in our relationships. I want you to be honest with me. And I want you to be vulnerable with me. I want us to be able to have honest and open dialogue and really talk about things that don't necessarily feel good so that we can heal from them. Or we can move forward together from them. Like, I want to be able to do that. Hard as fuck, y'all. That shit is some hard shit to do. But if you have the right partner that creates a safe space for you, and you for them, it's easier. It gets easier. Anyway, so now there's a group date, and on this group date is Naeem, Shiloh, Zadia, and Tasia. One of them says it's the season of the B&B, the bald and bearded. So they go, I guess, and ask what kind of men they like. And Tasia says, I like a smart man. Baby, me too. I like a smart man. I don't want no man that can't have no conversation, hold no conversation with me and my friends and know what the hell he talking about. Or how about this? No, be smart enough to know that this isn't a subject that I'm well versed in, so I'm gonna just sit back and listen and observe. And if you ask me, I'm gonna be able to say, not really, I don't know, I'm gonna pass. Like, that's what smart is to me. Not only knowing stuff, but knowing when to talk and when to be like, this conversation ain't for me. Shiloh says that her love language is physical touch. Shiloh is also an intimacy coach. She's the one who said that she had to teach herself how, you know, when she healed, right? And she teaches other people how to have intimacy, starting with yourself, which is a big deal. But she explains that she is extremely sensual. And listen, this was prime example of how men mix up sensuality and sexuality. Two different things. I can't remember who it was. Was it Naeem or was it what's his face, Dante, that said that you like sex or something like that. I can't remember. It might have been Naeem. And I was like, ugh. When you don't know, don't say nothing. Anyway, Zadia here, listen. These are the conversations that I think are like telling you what type of people you are, right? Are the producers asking them to ask these questions? Zadia asked, what's the freakiest place that you've ever had sex? Now, I'm not sure that I know for sure that this isn't a conversation that I'm having on a first date with somebody. Group date or not, you know, if I don't know you, we ain't been cool, we ain't sitting and all been together before, I ain't having this conversation. I'm not asking this question. I have got to know you in order to ask those questions. That's just me, especially if I'm not leading with sex, if that's not what I want to do. Y'all can disagree, but do what? Do it where? Down below in the comments. So, when Zadia asks what's the freakiest place, Naeem says the shower. Slip and falls are serious. Zadia says in a pitcher's mound on a baseball field. And that she wants her person. Tasia's like, I don't want to share that. Like, that ain't none of their business. I don't, you know, and very modest, very feminine. That's not really, you know. Or maybe it's she the one that said, no, I think she also said, whoever gets me is going to be a lucky man. Like, so now we're at the wine bar. It's time to make a decision. It's time for the ladies to talk. And Aisha is not there because she had an accident. And Dante is on his way to meet her. Like, that's super dope. So they must have been on a date and we hadn't seen them be on that date. Again, somebody that cares about my safety is really huge on a lot of our lists. Is it on your list? I want you to care about my safety. I want you to be vulnerable. I want you to be honest and trustworthy. I mean, different things top on my list. Yeah. Okay. So Tommy does his thing. Who are you feeling? You got Camille, Tasia, and Carrie saying that they like Cornelius. And Carrie made it plain, I like that he has faith, right? She says it differently. Camille is looking like, wait a minute, he entertaining all these people? No. And then you know that Courtney probably said Cornelius. She said also that she was feeling Tyrone, but he changed his mind about her. That he called her, and when he called her, he was cold with it. Cold as in his energy was cold and unfriendly, unwelcoming, and shared that he didn't think that they had a good connection, that we weren't a good match. And I think that it's fine that he called, but it was probably the delivery was incorrect. Being cold, yeah. Sabrina says she likes Tyrone and Walter. Zadia also said Tyrone. And then Shiloh steps in when she talks about Tyrone changed his mind and says that he called her after he talked to Carrie and explained what had happened because he felt really bad about it, and said that, you know, given his current situation, that his 3 is his maximum saturation. He can't date more than 3 women at a time. And, you know, I feel like Carrie, that should have been a conversation he had with her. He should have said, you know, I really like you, but I've started dating these 3 other women and I like them as well, and my connection with them is stronger than yours, and I'm at my capacity. I mean, there's always a way to say it. No, it does not feel good for someone to be rejected, for someone to say, I don't like you, girl. It doesn't feel good. But guess what? I respect you more when you tell me in a way that is not damaging. Shit. Okay, so who else? Shiloh says Dante, Nadia, Naeem, Mumin, Corey. That's the only date that she went on. Azadia and Sabrina was both a no to Corey. And then Sabrina shares that Carrington is a no because they had a conversation and he snapped on her and said, if you can't handle somebody younger, then say that. Like, sir, no. Courtney shares that she has known Carrington for 5 years now, probably from the club scene, right? She says that he does not know how to communicate. And I think that he's too aggressive and calculated. So I just stopped writing my notes. That's crazy. So the two at the bottom were Carrington and Cornelius. And it was up to Sia and Camille to tell the fellas, you know, which one was going home. So as we saw Corey and Sia having a conversation, he came in with his, his player moves. Oh, I'm glad I got to get a date with you. This is a surprise. Do they not know how this works? Do they not know how this works? It's the end of the week, sir. You ain't think you was in the bottom. Hugs on her. She looking right. You know, hands almost a little too low, borderline too low. And she shares with him that the ladies feel like he's not being genuine and authentic. And that they needed to see more of who he is, right? She tells him that he is ready to, that he gets to stay, that he is ready to love, or whatever the hell they say. And he asked, do I get a second date? She was like, surprisingly, yes. So I think that we're only seeing the shallow parts of him, and I feel like he needs to show more of the substance, more of the kind, less of the fuckboy energy that we constantly get when we get snippets, right? I feel like that's the thing, because you have two women who have both said, I'm gonna give you another shot, that they are different than what they've been portrayed. So I feel like he needs to figure out how to flip that around so he can stay a lot longer. Then you see Carrington. He comes in looking dapper as hell, honey. I mean, looks good, sharp in a suit. I love a man that dresses well. I do. Well groomed, you know. Sits down with Camille. He's thinking too that this is just a regular date until she goes straight into it. So we see Camille, when she starts talking to Carrington, she wasted no time. She goes right on into it and tells him that the ladies have met and have come to a conclusion. I felt like she was too aggressive in her delivery. And the energy that he provided was the energy she was giving back. And I feel like she was aggressive only because she was nervous, right? Having to do the first one to tell somebody goodbye. You know, because she was like, I'll do it. I bet you that's what she said in the wine bar. I'll do it. It's no problem. I can do it. I ain't got no problem. But I think once you get into somebody's face, you realize, oh, wait a minute. This ain't as easy as I thought. Whether I liked him or dated or not, having to tell somebody they're not ready to love is going to be hard. Nobody thinks you're good enough, sir. So I think she overestimated herself with this. She says that people feel like he's calculated, you know, and I guess the conversations aren't easy, honey, because he says it's cool. None of these women know how to communicate anyway. He was bitter. He was a little tainted. Let's not call it bitter. He was a little tainted by what just occurred. Rightfully so. But maybe you should take it as a learning lesson. And I feel like Camille's delivery could just use a little work. That's it. So that's the end of this episode, y'all. This week I'm going to be on time. I'm going to at least have it up by Sunday. I'm promising myself and you to have episode 5 up by Sunday. Okay, I ain't gonna say what time Sunday because it could be nighttime Sunday, but I'm gonna have it up on Sunday. Y'all, let me know down below what you thought about this episode. Where are we going with this? weird. What are we doing? I mean, I'm always entertained. Are you not entertained? Like, I'm always entertained. I'm gonna keep reviewing it. I would be reviewing Married at First Sight if I had access, but I don't. And so I just be watching everybody's reviews, trying to see what's going on. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love Season 4, Episode number 3. If it's your first time visiting, please click the subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. Next to that is a notification bell. Click it so you're alerted of when I upload new videos. Also, like the video because you like me. Like I said, it could be my clothes, my hair, my smile, because I'm low-key funny, because I'm, you know, a little sarcastic. I don't know, whatever your reason, that's why you like me and should be smashing that thumbs up button. You should also be sharing this video with your friends so that they could be in on the fun too. I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll see you on the next review.